I'm Charlotte and I'm going to walk you through a little 15-minute warm-up on my reformer. This morning I am moving on my beautiful Maple Crest reformer by FitBoutique in the color of beige, and I am so obsessed. We're going to get started with a little bit of bridge work and then some arms in straps. The only thing you will need today is your squishy ball, and I'm going to get you to change the springs to start with. We're going to come into a little bit of glute work and some core. So you're going to need as your base a red and a blue spring as the easier option. And if you're wanting something a little more challenging today, you can go for a red, blue and a yellow spring. So it'll be heavier for our arms and straps work. Once you've got your springs on, I'll get you to lay down on your back. Also for reference, I've just popped my foot bar down one notch because my legs are a little bit longer, so I'm gonna need space from my hips down to my heels. Once you're down on your back, I want you to pop your ball just somewhere beside you so it's nice and close. And we'll begin with our heels on the foot bar, just as wide as your foot bar. From here, taking a nice deep breath in through your nose. And on your exhale, starting to find your windscreen wipe. So swiping your knees to either sides of the room, just like a car windscreen wiper. As you're here, I want you to imagine finding spirals through your spine and letting your hips be heavy as you fall to either side. Letting go of your day and just taking a moment to be present and grounding your body into your carriage. Feel free to bring your hands up onto the shoulder blocks if you'd like to deepen the stretch. Or you might want to let your arms hang heavy, opening through the front of your chest, letting your collarbones be wide. We'll take one more on either side. Making sure that you feel even through both. And returning back to the room. Let's begin with our heels on the foot bar as wide as your hips. And then I want you to grab your ball beside you and place a ball in between your inner thighs. Once you've done that, hands are coming beside you on the carriage. We'll start by scooping through your belly, tucking your tailbone under, and starting to lift your hips up and off the carriage. So hips are rolling up to the sky. Once you're there, I want you to activate your glutes by pulling them together and squeezing at the top of your bridge. Using your next inhale, we slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Good. On your next exhale, we roll up. And inhale, roll back down. As you're coming up, you want to try your best to keep the carriage nice and still. So think about your knees going up and over your toes to help you hold it. Because I'm on a little bit of a lighter spring here, we're going to be working through our deep stabilizers, so your deep glutes, to help you keep the carriage still. Good, nice work. Let's start to add on our arms if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge. Arms are going to sweep up to the sky in your next bridge. And as you roll down, hands lower back to the carriage. Exhale, we roll up. Inhale, we roll back down. Let's take just a few more here. I hope you're starting to feel the burn as much as I am. We're also working into our hamstrings. Let's go for 3. Your last 2. In 1, hips are going to stay nice and high. Just want you to sweep your hands down to the carriage. Exhale, lift. We have 3. Keeping your arms above your shoulders in 2. Arms to sky in 1. Hold them there. Can you push the carriage away? Extend through both legs. Keep your glutes squeezed, hips stay high. Nice big breath in. Slowly pull the carriage back to your stopper. Inhale, we go out. Good, and use your exhale to pull the carriage back in. Let's take our last 3 here. Lifting your hips a little bit higher so you're stacking your hips above your rib cage. Your last 2, if I haven't lost count. Beautiful, and let's do one more. As you pull the carriage in, I want you to hold your bridge and just take a little squeeze and release of your ball. Feel free to bring your hands back to your mat if you need. As you squeeze, imagine that you're engaging through your inner thighs and zipping up through your pelvic floor. Let's take 3, 2, and 1. Carefully roll all the way back down. Ooh, it got a little bit spicy there for a second. Take your windscreen wipe, take a little moment here to reset. Good, and let's come back and we're gonna come into a little bit of core work next. I want you to lift your hips up and do just one more bridge. And with the ball, you're gonna place it underneath your tailbone, so the lowest part of your spine. Once you've popped the ball underneath and it's feeling quite centered, we're gonna grab our straps from behind us. And I want you to place your hands into your longer loops. If you do want something a little stronger, feel free to grab your short loops on the inside, so it's gonna load your spring. From here, we press into our hands. Lift your legs to tabletop, so you're finding a 90-degree angle from your knee to your hip. And arms are lifting to the sky. We want to come back to a neutral spine. So you've got a tiny little bit bigger of a gap between your back and the carriage. You want to imagine that you're pulling your belly button to your spine. On your next exhale, sending your hands down towards the carriage. And inhale, lift your arms to sky. Exhale, we go down. Inhale, release. Arms are staying nice and long. Notice how my fingers are staying in one straight line all the way up to my shoulders. So your wrists are trying not to bend as you press into your straps. Keep them long. Good. Continue to pull your belly button to spine. This will help activate your deep lower abdominals. So we're working into our transverse abs. As your arms are returning back to the sky, can you try and challenge yourself so that the carriage doesn't come to a complete stop? You're holding a little bit of a gap between the carriage and the platform. This will help you keep your core activated the entire time, so less rest time. The next time your hands go down, we're gonna hold. If you'd like to add on from here, we're kicking out one leg long, bending your knee back to tabletop, and then your arms return to the sky. Exhale, we go down, hold, single leg extension, going for the other leg, tabletop, and reset. We'll take just a few more here. Hope you're starting to feel it, because I certainly am through my core. And let's do one more in each leg, just so that we're even. Good, and the next time your hands are down, I want you to hold them quite close to the carriage. Rest your elbows onto the carriage and then lift your forearms to the sky. Exhale, press your hands back down to the mat. So you're just folding from your elbows, coming into your tricep extensions. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keeping your knees in an active tabletop. Keep pulling belly button to spine. Don't let go. Activating through the backs of your arms, getting a little more heat into the upper body. If you'd like to make this more challenging, try and hover your elbows just above the carriage. So you're preloading your spring. Ooh, it's getting tricky. Let's take another 5. Your last 4. We have 3. Good, nice work team. Last 2. Give me one more. Woo. And release. Great work. Let's drop our loops off behind us on the pegs. Take your ball out from under your hips. And I want you to place your ball just beside you for a moment. We'll hug our knees into our chest and just take a little second to reset on your carriage. When you're ready, let's bring our heels back to the foot bar. I want you to pick up your ball beside you. And then I want you to bring your heels onto the foot bar, again, just as wide as your hips. Hold the ball in close to your chest. Lift one leg back to tabletop. On your exhale, you want to push your leg out, finding your single leg extension. On your inhale, return the carriage. Exhale, we press out. Inhale, return. Just like we did in our core work, we want to make sure that we've got a tiny little gap between your back and the carriage. So if my hand was underneath your back, it would be pressed into the mat. You want to hold that sensation so that you're protecting through your lower spine. The next time we go out, reach your ball up above your shoulders. And as you pull the carriage in, let's squeeze the ball in close to our chest. The next time you return your carriage in, feel free to add your single leg extension, kick over, bending back to tabletop. If you want a little bit more, you're welcome to go under the foot bar and then over. So you're threading the needle. You want to keep your movement quite intricate, so staying nice and close to your foot bar. As you're pulling the carriage in, I want you to really feel it through your left quad. So imagine that you're pressing your heel into the foot bar, and then as you go out, you're pushing the foot bar away. So a little bit more resistance on the way in and power on the way out. If you want to make this a little heavier, feel free to add on the yellow spring, or you can go a little heavier with 2 red springs. From here, we add a single pulse. And then we come back to your tabletop. Oops, I forgot that time. 1 pulse and press out. 1 pulse, press out. You might want to pulse the ball at the same time, squeezing into the front of your chest. Let's stay for 3. We are going to meet halfway in 2. The next time you pull your carriage in, hold the carriage halfway, just squeeze your ball and release, in and out. We have 5, your final 4, good, 3, last 2, hold your squeeze in 1, push the carriage a little further out and just thread your right leg up and over the foot bar. Keep pushing your heel into the foot bar, keep resisting, pulling the carriage in. We have 4, you're doing great, last 3, good, we have 2, keep your leg up in 1, little pulses, out an inch, in an inch, out, in. We have 4, keep pulsing, last 3, go all the way out in 2, good, last 1, push all the way out and pull your carriage back in. Woo, nice work. Guess what we've got to do on the other side now? Let's go straight into it. Lifting your left leg to tabletop, ball to chest. We press out, pull the carriage back in. Feel free to continue with your chest press if you'd like to. Otherwise, let's lift our ball to the sky. As you pull the carriage in, I want you to find your chest fly. So elbows are softly bent, arms go wide. As you press up, lift the ball to the sky. We're gonna get tricky, swap hands. Feel free to add your single leg extensions on straight away. You might wanna go under and over the foot bar. The next time that you pull the carriage in, we're finding our little pulse and press out. No surprises this time, you know exactly what to expect. Feel it through the front of your right leg. Keep pulsing as you push out. Let's go for 5. We have 4. Good, nice work. Last 3, keep pushing. 2. In 1, pull your carriage halfway in, push out a little further and just do your single leg extension. Under, over. We have 4, 3, good, last 2. Come back to tabletop in 1, just do your chest fly. Open, close, open, close. Push out a little wider if you're not feeling it. We have 4, good, we pulse in 3, last 2. Ball to sky in 1, little pulse of the carriage. In an inch, out, in, out. Good, 4. Keep pushing. Last 3, Little slower, last 2. And 1, push all the way out and pull your carriage all the way in. Nice work, team. Let's drop the ball off. Bring your knees nice and wide. Take a little froggy, taking a rock to either sides of the room. Good, and I hope your body is feeling a lot warmer now. That is all we have time for today. Thank you, and I hope you're feeling good.